Welcome back to the sanctuary of the untold, anything you want. As the calendar turns its final pages and the world collectively holds its breath for the promise of a new year, the entertainment industry often becomes a theater of curated perfection. We are fed images of glitter, champagne, and flawless smiles, a relentless parade of festive joy designed to make us believe that the lives of the stars are a perpetual celebration. But here, in the quiet corners of this channel, we know that reality is rarely so polished. Sometimes, the pressure of the season cracks the porcelain facade. Sometimes, the music stops before the clock strikes midnight. Today, we are turning our investigative lens toward a surprising and somewhat melancholic event that has dropped like a bombshell into the middle of the holiday news cycle. We are talking about two of Turkey's most talented and beloved actors, Ozan Akbaba and Sinem Ünsal. What began as an intimate gathering of the inner circle, a night destined for laughter and memories, ended in a sudden, hushed departure that has left the gossip columns reeling. Was it a crisis? Was it burnout? Or was it a moment of raw humanity breaking through the obligations of fame? Before we step into that private venue and reconstruct the night that went wrong, I must ask for your unwavering alliance. To ensure that we continue to bring you these deep, respectful, and analytical dives into the lives of the stars you admire, please verify that you are subscribed to anything you want. And for those among you who wish to be the true patrons of this channel, the guardians of detailed storytelling, I invite you to click the join button below. Your support is the gravity that holds this universe together. Now, lower the lights. We are about to explore the night the party ended too soon. To understand the dissonance of the ending, one must first appreciate the harmony of the beginning. Reports from the exclusive, private venue in Istanbul paint a picture of an evening that was, by all accounts, scripted for success. This was not a sprawling, chaotic industry bash filled with paparazzi and pretenders, it was a curated sanctuary for the couple's inner circle. The guest list read like a roll call of close colleagues and trusted friends, people with whom Ozan and Sinem could presumably drop their public masks and simply exist. The atmosphere in the early hours was described as electric. The venue, decked out in New Year's thematic finery, hummed with the easy rhythm of jazz and laughter. Witnesses report that Ozan Akbaba and Sinem Ünsal were the consummate hosts, radiant, attentive, and visibly affectionate. Their chemistry was the anchor of the room. They were seen posing for photographs, their smiles genuine, their interaction with guests fluid and warm. There was no foreshadowing of the storm to come, no visible cracks in the facade. It was, for all intents and purposes, the perfect prelude to a new year. However, the fragility of the human spirit often reveals itself when we least expect it. As the night deepened and the energy of the room climbed toward its zenith, the mood of the hostess underwent a sudden and perceptible shift. It wasn't a gradual decline, it was a sharp turn. Rumors circulating in the back channels of the industry suggest that Sinem Ünsal's expression, previously lit with joy, darkened with an inexplicable weight. The theories regarding this pivot are varied and complex. One pervasive rumor suggests that the sheer physical toll of the industry finally caught up with her. The grueling pace of set life, the endless meetings, and the performative demands of stardom may have triggered a sudden wave of exhaustion that no amount of adrenaline could mask. But there is a darker, more specific whisper floating through the gossip columns, the theory of the phone call. Some guests claim that Sinem stepped away to answer her phone, and upon her return, the light had gone out of her eyes. Following a brief, tense interlude after this call, it became clear that the festivities could no longer continue. The atmosphere, once buoyant, deflated instantly, replaced by the confused murmurs of guests who watched the evening unravel in real time. The exit itself was a masterclass in crisis management, led largely by Ozan Akbaba. When it became evident that Sinem could not sustain the social performance any longer, Ozan stepped in not as a celebrity concerned with appearances, but as a partner concerned with well-being. He joined her side immediately, signaling the premature conclusion of the event. The departure was swift but controlled. As they made their way to the exit, the couple reportedly scanned the perimeter for press photographers. A telling detail that suggests Sinem's vulnerability was acute, and she was desperate to shield it from the public lens. She appeared withdrawn, her gaze fixed on the ground, a stark contrast to the radiant woman who had welcomed guests hours earlier. Ozan, ever the protector, offered a brief, cryptic explanation to those within earshot before guiding her to their vehicle. "We're not feeling well, we'll talk later." It was a sentence that said everything and nothing, leaving the door wide open for speculation while firmly closing the door on the party. We have all been there, the moment when the social battery drains, or bad news strikes in the middle of a celebration. I want to turn the floor over to you, the Anything You Want community. Do you interpret this sudden exit as a sign of a deeper relationship crisis, or simply the human need to escape the pressure of the holidays? How would you handle a situation like this? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And remember, hitting the like button helps us continue to bring you these nuanced stories. For those who want to support our detailed analysis directly, the join button awaits. In the vacuum created by their silence, the rumor mill has spun into overdrive. The interpretation of the night varies wildly depending on who you ask. Some guests, perhaps trying to protect the couple, insist that the evening was simply a victim of fatigue, a natural reflection of pre-New Year's stress. They argue that Ozan's intense filming schedule combined with Sinem's recent career crossroads created a pressure cooker that simply whistled at the wrong moment. However, a more specific narrative has emerged from the shadows. A quote allegedly from a partygoer has been circulating behind the scenes, offering a glimpse into the friction of the night. "There wasn't a big argument, but Sinem suddenly lost her temper. Ozan didn't want to prolong the situation." This suggests that the end was an impromptu decision to contain a flare-up rather than a catastrophic breakdown. It paints Ozan not as a combatant, but as a de-escalator, a partner prioritizing the containment of the situation over the longevity of the party. To truly understand Sinem's reaction, we must look at her own words. In previous interviews, the actress has been candid about her temperament, admitting that she tires easily in crowded environments and prefers the peace of private moments over the chaos of large gatherings. She is an introvert living an extrovert's life. When you layer the frantic energy of the New Year's season on top of that natural disposition, a meltdown, or at least a shutdown, becomes not just possible, but probable. The fans, to their credit, have largely rallied around this interpretation. Social media has become a haven of empathy, with comments like "it's best for her to take some time for herself" drowning out the more malicious speculation. There is a growing recognition that actors are not machines, and that the expectation to be on 24/7 is a cruel tax levied by fame. The story did not end when the car drove away. The details of the following day provide perhaps the most telling evidence of the couple's state of mind. It is reported that Sinem Ünsal effectively went off the grid the day after the party. She retreated to a quieter setting with only her closest confidants, temporarily turning off her phone, a modern-day signal of "do not disturb." This reinforces the narrative of burnout. It was a necessary reboot of the system. Crucially, Ozan Akbaba did not distance himself. Rumors confirm that he cancelled his own plans for the day to remain by her side, choosing solidarity over social obligations. This action alone has done more to quell the breakup rumors than any press release could. It suggests a united front, a partnership that weathers the storm together. Furthermore, gossip sources claim that the couple eventually sent a reassuring message to their inner circle: "Don't exaggerate, sometimes one's energy dips." This text, attributed to Ozan, serves as a reality check to the hysteria, reframing the entire incident as a minor energy slump rather than a relationship apocalypse. Despite the reassurances, the entertainment world remains on edge. The interrupted party has become a metaphor for the unpredictability of the coming year. All eyes are now fixed on the couple's social media accounts, waiting for the first post-crisis signal. Will they post a photo together, smiling and dismissing the rumors? Or will the silence stretch on, feeding the beast of speculation? Whatever happens next, this New Year's Eve will be remembered not for the champagne that was poured, but for the party that stopped. It serves as a reminder that behind the glamour, the red carpets, and the perfectly curated feeds, there are real human beings who get tired, who get overwhelmed, and who sometimes just need to go home. And so, the velvet rope snaps, and we are left staring at the empty venue. The story of Ozan Akbaba and Sinem Ünsal's New Year's mystery is a testament to the fact that no amount of fame can inoculate you against the exhaustion of being human. We will continue to monitor this story, looking for the truth amidst the whispers. If this deep dive into the psychology of celebrity life resonated with you, please leave a comment. Do you think the media is too harsh on stars who just need a break? Don't forget to like and subscribe so you are always in the loop. And to our Join members, thank you for allowing us to tell these stories with the nuance they deserve. Until next time, remember to be kind to yourselves this season. Goodbye.